Thunder and lightning, it's getting exciting. Or is it? That's the question, right? So, Sergey Lazarev is back representing Russia at the 2019 Eurovision Song Contest. This time going with a ballad. Shocker! Well, maybe not. Anyway, so the question is, will I scream of joy or disappointment? Get it? Scream? Anyway, let's find out. Let's talk about Russia. Let's talk about Eurovision. What's up, you fools? Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. And yes, unless you are brand new to the contest, we all know that Sergey Lazarev previously represented Russia at Eurovision back in 2016 with the song You Are the Only One. I mean, as you can see, the staging is just insanely good. And I think that was reflected in the results as the televoters gave him the first place. Yes, he won the televote by a significant margin, like 50 points, I want to say. But the juries were like, no, we're not having it, and kind of ranked him lower, and he finished in third place overall, which is still not too shabby. I mean, it's pretty darn good, right? But he figured, let's give this a shot again. But this time he's trying something different. He's going with a ballad, and it's called Scream. They scream. They scream. So, no, the most difficult part right now for me is to put aside my bias, as I loved his song in 2016 to death. So, bias gone. Alright, I'm good to go. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and then my final judgment. Judgment sounds a little bit dramatic, but let's call it that. Yeah, let's call it that. Okay, so the good stuff. First of all, Sergey gets to really showcase his vocal abilities here, right? This is not an easy song to sing. Lots of high notes, not just high notes, long notes that you have to maintain your control over your voice. This is not an easy song to sing. I'm sure it was written for Sergey to work with his vocal range and all that stuff, but regardless of that, this is not an easy song to sing. And I'm a big fan of big note, if it's done right, right? But from what I'm hearing, it's done right, so I'm excited about that. Then, second of all, what's also really good is the chorus. Listen to the chorus. It is so interesting. Like, he sings that long note like scream. He sings it better, but you know what I mean. But then listen to the music, the orchestration, the background music. It just plays a different melody almost, and it creates this really fun layer which I find so intricate and interesting. That it's not just singing the melody, but you have different layers to it, and I'm a big fan of that. So that alone is super beautiful to me. Also, what I really like, what did I have here? Oh yes, the bridge. Listen to the bridge, my friends. This is like a completely different song, right? It stops, it feels like the song stops, then you have those drums, boom, 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 and then he sings this melody which is so beautiful, but it is so different from the rest of it. And that alone makes it, you continue to keep me hooked. It never gets boring for me. So that is really, really good, and we gotta point out those victories here and those things that are done well, because they worked on this for a very long time. We should also be very appreciative that he just didn't go with You Are the Only One 2.0. Maybe some fans were expecting that. I'm glad, no predictability here. Gotta give him props for that. So, round of applause. Like this. Alright, let's talk about the bad. I should rename this because I don't want to call it bad. It's just like the cons, maybe. Pros and cons. Let's do that. Anyway, so one of the cons, I would say this is a ballad, a very powerful ballad, but it is not necessarily creating any emotions within me. Like, for instance, the Netherlands, that made me so sad. Really, really sad. This song doesn't really make me sad or happy or angry. None of that. It's just the kind of song that it gives me goosebumps, right, the entire time. And this whole whoa kind of situation. Oh my god, what is going on? But the fact it doesn't really stir emotions within me, I guess we can consider that a con. Also, this, arguably is a polished entry from the first note to the last note. Everything is planned and choreographed and ready. And it's like totally polished. That could actually, for some people, could work in Russia against Russia. Some people may feel it is soulless because of that, and they're like more of a raw, honest song. And this is definitely a con to some. Maybe not everyone, but definitely I can see where people are coming from when they're saying that. Also a con, and it's not the end of the world, but it makes me laugh every single time. Some of the lyrics. They should have thought that through, especially the line, "I swallow hard." That's what she said. Don't say "I swallow hard." I don't need to know that. So, I understand. This song to me is very musical theater, right? It's not very chart-friendly, mainstreamy kind of sound, and I'm gonna be honest about that. So if you're looking for something more down that route, Scream may not be for you, and that is fair. I totally get it. I don't think that Russia was going for that though, because this has more of a theatric feel to it, and they put this song together along with an idea of what the staging is going to look like. This was written simultaneously, the staging and the song. I can just feel it. So this is why it's so musical theater. When you do musical theater, you just not write a song, you think it through. How am I going to stage this? And this is exactly what happened here. At least that is my observation. So the question is, do I love it? Do I hate it? Or am I indifferent about it? I'll scream it right now. No, I'm not going to scream. I'm going to tell you, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, I don't know what else to say. Thank you, Sergey. Thank you, Russia, for sending this. I'm in love with it. I need my musical theater piece, which we don't have as many this year, it feels. I have a very strong appreciation for musical theater. I think I've been clear about that now. The orchestration and the direction of the song, flawless. And I am honestly unashamed in my support of the Russian song this year. After I watched the video, I started doing my notes, and I saw a lot of people criticizing it. It was borderline hatred, which made me almost uncomfortable, and I'm quite surprised. I don't quite get it. To me, it's not hateable if you don't like it even. Yes, it's not chart-friendly, but I believe that the Russian team wasn't going for chart-friendly here. They were going with something more in mind. This is a whole package thing, and this is why I'm really, really curious about this. And yes, the only thing I wish it would create more emotions, like it's be more of a reaction to it rather than just goosebumps and like that whoa factor. So that's the only thing I am missing here, and I get it when people saying it's soulless or not for them. That to me is clear. I can see that perspective. And while this is a certain style and will not work for everyone out there, I get it. I do feel like this definitely it's a kind of song to me that outside the Eurovision community, bubble, whatever you want to call it, I can see this one actually having a much broader appeal. It's a less Eurovision fan-friendly song, but I can see this one be of more of a general public favorite. It's also a pretty dangerous song with all these long high notes. One bad note at the wrong time and it's done, right? You can ruin the entire song with that. So Sergey gotta pull it off. You hear me? Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. But the downside also for Scream is it's in a semi full of ballads, right? Some of the stronger ones come to mind, in my opinion, the Netherlands, North Macedonia. They have different kind of emotions that they're going for. So even though they're all ballads, they're different in their own, based on their own merits. But you can only vote for so many songs. So I don't know if this is an issue for Russia, but I think we all can agree that Russia, it's a sure qualifier, right? Is there anyone still out there thinking that this is potentially non-qualifier? But now seriously, I mean, that one is going to go through. So if you know anything about my personal taste and the fact that I love this one, I mean, it shouldn't come as a surprise to you, right? It shouldn't. It's just totally up my alley. Now, and if there's one more person out there that tells me, oh man, this is so dated, I'm like, I'm gonna hit you with a shovel if you're not gonna shut up. Stop saying songs are dated, outdated. Then, just by definition, every retro song is outdated. Not all musical theater is not outdated. It's a certain style. It's a certain genre. And I keep using musical theater. It's not just a pure musical theater piece, I know. But I'm just getting the vibe from it. And this is why this is so important, not to get stuck on these dated things. It drives me nuts! Okay, I just wanted to get that out. And I don't know if this is going to win. As pointed out, there are a lot of grand, big ballads out there. But I'm a fan. I'm shouting it from the rooftop. I'm not on the roof right now, but I will once I'm done recording this video. I just love it. It's dark, it's grand, and it's just so memorable. This is not a song you can easily forget, right? It's just not that kind of song. There you have it. Just telling you how I feel about it. I love it. Thank you, Sergey. Thank you, Russia. I cannot wait to see the staging in Tel Aviv. If you don't mind, can you send me like a little clip of it so I can kind of see what's going to happen? I'm too curious. I cannot wait until May. Anyway, if you agree, leave your thoughts below in the comment section. If you don't agree, do the same thing. I would like to hear why isn't connecting with you. Is it because of the reasons I said in the video? Or maybe some other ones? Love to hear. Thanks again for watching. Hit that subscribe button already. What's wrong with you? And I will be back with the next video soon. Have a good day, everyone.